Hello ladies and gents, my name is Sir Havoc and welcome to this anatomy of great games, and we have got a stonking game for you. It is a standard match, it is on Mountain Pass, and the player we are watching is called Pompous Magnus from Bulb Clan, and he plays one of the most amazing games I've seen. It is a complete carry, he uses this tank perfectly. He does have a good amount of RNG on his side in this game, but when I say that, I only say it because RNG is at 25%. It's not like he missed aimed and then RNG saved him. It just meant that the shots went where he aimed them to go. And when you watch this game, you can just see how well he played. He's platooned up with this AMX-30 in front of us called UCAB the best. And so far so good. They're moving to the south side of the map. The T-10 used to be the IS-8, and it was an okay tank. It was alright, but you know, it wasn't deemed great for its tier. Since it's turned itself to the T-10, it's now a lot stronger. People are a lot more happy with it, and I'm hearing really good reports about this tank. Now, we've already seen an M46KR by the bridge. There's another one right in front of him, and then there's another one to the left of him here. The team makeup's a bit funny here. There's quite a mix of heavies, mediums, and tank destroyers and artillery in this. Only one light tank each side, and what's different is there's a tier 6 on one side and a tier 7 on the other. The AMX-30 puts a lovely shot into the M46KR. Unfortunately, Pompous Magnus uses auto-aim, and as a result, don't get the shot in. He aims the shot on the T-10, beautiful shot for 460, and he's using this area here, and these guys are just trying to get a firing line set up. There's now an IS-6 turned up on the side. Pompous Magnus puts a wonderful shot into the T-10, then angles his tank to cause a deflection almost instantly. And I'm thinking right at this moment, it's like, what is this T-10 doing? He is overcommitting. He's isolated. He cannot be saved by his team, and as a result, he is going to die. And that's what happens. Do not push yourself where your team cannot support you. He just needed to sit back where that M46KR is and poke the side. After all, he was the top tier tank then, and they was relying on his armour to save them. His armour's not there now, and these guys are going to die for that guy's mistake. We don't always have to learn by the person we're watching. Sometimes we can learn by those that that are taking part in the game. The Patton KR goes down now, and the IS-6 is just round the corner. There is another M46 on the bridge that they can't get shots on. Now watch how he gets this in. The IS-6 is looking towards the AMX-30. He moves forwards, he gets a shot in, he uses this wreck, he's just seen the IS-6 is looking at him. The IS-6 don't know who to go for. He's reloading and the IS-6 goes down. And that's a really nice play there, using a little seesaw action behind the wreck and behind that piece of rock so they don't take no damage. Now we're seeing this tier A M6A2E1, and he has come across the open, and he's almost vaporized by all the friendly guns coming. So I'm going to pause that here, and let's look at what's going on the minimap so we can get a feel for what's going on here. So in the beginning of this match, a group come down this way and a group went this way. Both groups have won. Okay, this group have won here, and are through on the base. Yes, it is being defended by a T-28C. Now there's the rest of the enemy tanks around this area here. They're in this, around here and in here. And they can only be assaulted now, really, from here and here. Yes, they can come over the bridge, but there's unspotted guys at the bridge, basically covering that. So these guys have got quite a bit of cover, and they need to perform a good base defense. The score, surprisingly enough, is still 4-4. There's no, each enemy team has 10,800 odd hit points. So right now, apart from strategic positions on the map, this game is even Stevens, and it's everyone's to play for. It is not over, and sometimes when you're defending, you can often do great stuff, especially if you've got a lot of targets coming at you. So let's see how this goes down. Now Pompous Magnus is using his bit of cover here, and he needs to keep pumping in and out. Here's another T-10. He was unspotted, but when he fired, we saw him. There's a bulldog behind him. And then the Panzer 58 Mutz pulls backwards out of cover and again instantly gets vaporised. The Mutz has got no armour. He needed to be careful there. There's absolutely no reason for him to be poking out right out of cover like that. And, you know, he's just lost his team a lot of hit points because of that manoeuvre. Watch this shot here. A lovely shot placed precisely on the cupola of that enemy T-10. It was, you know, really lucky to make that shot. And, you know, it was well aimed and well got. T-10, again, moving into the open. Takes a shot from the AMX-30. Was finished off by Pompous Magnus. And as a result, now he's out of the game. The KV-4 is not expecting this fast charge. He hits a lovely shot into the viewpoints for 477. And now he's got a Bulldog and he's got a TVP there. The TVP has moved into the open and takes a shot from Pompous Magnus for 500 and another one for 200 odd. And again, the enemy team making the same mistake coming out from that cover now. And what we're seeing here, a deflection there, but let's just quickly pause this. What we're seeing here strategically is a situation now where the Tiger is actually coming back round this way. The Mutz that was with him has come round. Now, my problem with that, even though that they're going to come up here and help with the battle, is that probably takes about 2 minutes. I mean, they were there. Now they're coming to there. That's 2 tanks for 2 minutes out of the battle not shooting. These guys, I would have definitely come this way. Even if they hadn't assaulted, even if they come to this corner and kept these tanks busy, it stops these tanks relocating to here. Because the moment this team sees that the tanks that were there light up here, they're going to know they're safe, and then they can all redivert to fight this narrow channel. And as we know from the Spartans, a small amount can take on a lot of amount if they're in a choke point. So let's carry on with the battle. A miss from the Bulldog there. And another... He's not doing no damage. He's done a bit of module damage. Pompous has hit a lovely shot into that KV-4. The KV-4 is a one-shot now. Pompous has only one more round of standard ammo. He went for 18 standard, 10 gold, and 2 HE. So, I think so. He's gone for 10% gold. No, sorry, 33% gold ammo, 66% standard for this tank. And it does see tier 10s that have hard shells, so I can understand why he's using that. So here we go. So he's now finished off one of the tanks there. Here's the Bulldog. Whoa! Ammo racked the Bulldog for 922. Absolutely amazing shot there. The Bulldog says, wow, he's been ammo racked himself. And he hasn't got a repair kit to fix that. So that's, you know, really, really put pay to how much damage you can put out. And we see Pompous Magnus now say, get fecked, gold fag. Not a great thing to say considering you're on your own gold ammo, mate. And a little bit, you know, meh considering the performance you're adding. So it's a shame that you said that, dude, because you take away from the awesome performance you've given us and you've allowed us to watch. So, you know, there's no need for that, brother. You should maybe check that. But anyway, back with the game. Here comes the M3. Now, the shots didn't go to plan. I want to show you something. These guys here, look at what they're doing. These two. These guys need to be up on his shoulder. When that M103 fires at Pompous Magnus, these two guys here then can pull forwards and shoot in safety. Now, I paused it because it's really important. These guys are doing nothing here. They're not helping whatsoever. These guys are doing nothing here. You watch that guy in the T-30. Like, he bounces up and down there, not hitting a single thing for the rest of the game. Like, he can hit for a massive amount. He's a massively important tank in this game, and he's wasting that tank. So bear that in mind. These two need to push up. Push up. Get to the back of this T-10. When these tanks fire, they can pull forwards and put the good gun that the M46KR has into play. As it turns out, Pompous Magnus don't actually need them to do that, because he can take this stuff on, even with an ammo rack. This guy is a great player, and here we go. He's pulled back now, I think, to bring these guys into play. He's going to use their hit points now, and I don't blame him, because he's got an ammo rack. So he pulls back. The M103 fires at them, and then he does what I just advised them to do, pull forwards to shoot from safety. Look, we're just pausing. The T-30 still fanny farting around there, not doing much at all. He really does need to get that sorted. Okay, M103 has fired. Now, Pompous Magnus, he's got ammo racked. You know, he does need to be careful here. See what he can make here. Lovely shot, straight into the turret of the T-25-2. The M103 goes down to the Jag Tiger that's come over the bridge. One of the KRs has just gone down. The T-30 is still fanny fighting around on the hill. I don't know what he's doing. Right now, this is a race for damage, guys. This is a race for damage. He should be charging. He should be like a young Thompson's gazelle, leaping forwards through the prairie. Beautiful shot. Beautiful. Let's just look at that a sec. Beautiful shot. Straight through, or I think when I was in sniper mode, under that turret, you can see the gap there. Just managing to penetrate that there. Wonderful, wonderful shot there. Now we've got 2 tanks up on the hill and artillery here to deal with. And sorry to pause it again. I know some of you don't like it, but that T-30 is still on the hill doing nothing. Dude, come on. Sort your life out, mate. Come on. Pompous Magnus, he don't care because he's forwards and he's going to get this damage. This is a race for damage. There's a reason they call it that. Beautiful shot. Really waiting to that. Basically, that guy then, if he moved up, he gave Pompous Magnus more of a shot. He gave him a larger part of his tank. Pompous Magnus knew that, so he allowed that guy to make an error before he fired, and as a result, he managed to get that damage. The T-25-2 is the only standard tank left to kill. Pompous Magnus does that with ease. The T-25-2 had just fired a shot down towards the Jag Tiger. So, Pompous Magnus now on his last tank of the game. He switches to HE. Really good choice there. You don't want to burn your last premium shell if you don't have to. And let's see how this goes down. Can he find the artillery piece? There is the artillery piece. Whack. Hits it for full health with HE. What a wonderful game. Finishing the game on 9 kills there. Finishing the game on over 9,000 damage. And also over 8,000 W&8. Again, light tank W&8 there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I was a bit mean to Pompous Magnus for his comments to the Bulldog. I felt just because of the type of person I am, I should probably say, come on, mate, don't be like that. But aside from that aside, let's not just focus on that for a second. That aside, this was an absolutely amazing game. So let's quickly, like we always do, go over the minimap and see what happened here and what we can take away to learn from. Pompous Magnus was platooned up with an AMX-30. They started on a north spawn. They started this game with a plan. We could tell that because how fast they located on the map. They come through here. They come round here. They didn't stop and get embroiled on this fight over here like many do. They didn't want to sacrifice their position. They sped down here. They come up straight over here and they come into this strong position here. Okay. And they put a shot towards here, but then ultimately they took out the force of tanks that were here. About 4 tanks that they ended up. They pushed round together, took out the IS-6. Then they basically contested this area from early game, putting shot after shot through. Then they pushed up here. The AMX-30 done some great damage, great manoeuvring, but ultimately got killed whilst going across a kill zone. Pompous Magnus then carried on coming through, shooting the KV-4, shooting the Bulldog for 922, shooting the T-10, shooting the Panzer Mutz that come across the open here, shooting the TVP. He was relentless and he just used that armour to its advantage and he made that gun continuously sing. Now, unfortunately for him, he was ammo racked and he had already used his repair kit. And that meant his reload was slower. But that didn't matter because it turned out that his team was really shy. The patterns weren't wanting to push forward with him. The T-30 was hanging around here. I think maybe he saw some, I don't know, maybe there was a naked bird on the beach he was looking at. And as a result, that allowed Pompous to push round here with his ammo rack gone and mop up the remaining tanks that were here. And it was just a lovely game to see. It was well-channeled aggression. It was great use of armour. It was great use of his gun. It was great tempo in the way that he pushed the battle, and it was great identification that it was a race for damage. It's time to push forwards. So Pompous Magnus, hats off to you, son. Well played, great game, and yeah, keep posting them uploads, mate. We can see you got 3 marks on the T10, and it's just people like yourself, tips like this that the 80% that are below green level that can learn from. So thank you very much, mate. My name is Sir Havoc. This is Anatomy of Great Games. If this is your first time here, there's loads more Anatomy of Great Games on my channel, so please check them out. There's also Gamescast, which are a bit more commentary with a funny edge. We've got tutorials for World of Tanks, so if you're looking to learn, check out the beginner series. We've also got some Star Citizen, Armoured Warfare, amongst other stuff. Please remember to like and subscribe, guys. It really does help the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Now, here we are with the post-game stats, and this was a truly amazing game by Pompous Magnus from Bulba Clan. I recognise that clan, they're a really good clan. Now, Ace Tanker game, of course, Bruiser, Demolition Expert, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, Radley Walters, Steel Wall, High Caliber, and Top Gun. And wow, what an amazing game. Now, let's see how this went down. 4 tanks from the enemy friendly team done 0 damage. The T-30... no surprise there why that guy done no damage. We saw him fart about on a hill doing nothing. I think he camped the whole game. I'm not too sure though. I wasn't watching him, but if you're watching this Viper, just be a little bit more aggressive, dude. It's okay to sit back and defend and do that stuff, but try, especially when you're top tier, try to push yourself into the battle, mate. Try to just be a little bit more effective. And if this is your normal sort of score, my advice to you and what I say when I mentor people is just go for 5 penetrating shots a game. Make that your goal. Push forwards. Don't risk your tank. Once you've got your 5, okay, then you can be a bit more aggressive, okay? So just go for that for now. And what can we see here? So Pompous Magnus, 9,498 damage. 9 kills. 1,916 base XP. Now that isn't just a good game. That is an amazing game. That's why this is on Anatomy of Great Games. What a game. UKAB the best, or UCAB the best. AMX 30, 3,411 damage. Now that is not a bad game at all. That is a good game. Both of them players scored more than any player on the enemy team. Worthy of note on the enemy team was the M103 for 2,335. Dadu's best there. The 28 concept managed to bag himself 3 kills. But again, there was 4... How many people? There was... Well, oh, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong column. There was 1 person on the enemy team that didn't manage to get any damage. One of the patterns. Unlucky, mate. Also, Danny Lee in the T10. That was the guy at the beginning that pushed right forwards, I do believe. So, just be careful with your aggression, man. Especially early game. But aside from that, what a game. Well played. Detailed report, 36,829 credits, even though he used his gold ammo at the end because he ran out standard. With premium, 127,000 credits. So, what an amazing amount of credits for a non-premium tank in a standard game. Really great effort. Now, this has been great. Absolutely great to watch this game and to commentate over this. Keep them videos being uploaded, guys. And I'll see you another time. Thanks for tuning in. Sir Havoc, signing out.